Hi, this is Tim with TM Media, and this is a second video of a series of a few videos we're going to do on helping and giving suggestions and tips to graphic designers trying to seek employment and land a job with a design firm. In this video, I'm going to be talking more specifically about what I think you should have in your portfolio and just some details and suggestions on what you should look out for. We get a good amount of portfolios coming through in different types of formats. We've seen them come in folders, media kits. We've seen them come in DVD format, emails. We've seen them in website format. We've seen them in very elaborate packages. Bottom line is we want to do, well, what we're going to look at mainly is we're going to see what's in the portfolio. Bottom line, we're going to look at what kind of work, what type of work you do. So yeah, we're flattered when we get some big elaborate package, but it all counts in what the portfolio is, what exists inside the portfolio. So if you're going to spend, if you're thinking you're going to spend $500 to try to impress a design firm or something, or spend a lot of money on these custom papers and all this stuff, I'd save your money. We're mainly looking just for what type of work you've done. That's one thing we see a lot. Another thing we see a lot is we can really tell right off the bat if the person has had work experience or not. And how we see that is within their portfolio, a lot of times there's classwork and schoolwork that looks like they did in a college or school or a vocational school, whatever it may be. So the reason why we can really spot that right off the bat is it looks like the project is something the designer really wanted to do, like they like a music group, so they wanted to create a CD cover or something for their favorite music group. That's pretty much how we can spot it. And it looks like they spent 3 months on it and did a lot of work, and it might look great, but it's just not really practical for the day-to-day business that goes on here. And I'll definitely get into more detail about that, because that is important on what type of work we look for. Trying to think of some other stuff. Portfolio size is usually, we want to see probably about a good 6 to 10 pieces. We don't want to see more than that. I usually look at the first 2 or 3 pieces and go on from there. In fact, I look at one piece and then go from there. I really don't waste too much time looking at portfolios, and that's another point I want to come to. Sequence your work appropriately. If you have a project that you think is just dynamite, put it first. Don't leave it to the end or put it in the middle. Sequence it the way you think it should be sequenced, because we've looked through portfolios where their first piece of work was just didn't impress us at all. The second work didn't impress us at all, so we just passed on it. Now, we took the time on some of them to really look through the whole portfolio, and we did notice that they did have some not so impressive work at the beginning of the portfolio, but had some great work at the back of it. So think about that as well. I mean, think about all the aspects of when this comes into this person's hand. What's going to happen? They're not going to sit there and look through it and take a half an hour of their day or even 5 minutes of their day looking through this portfolio and really thinking about it. They're going to take a look at your first work. If they like it, they're going to turn the page. If they continue to like it, they're going to turn the page. If they don't, they're going to throw it in the trash. It's it's the hard truth, but it's a hard fact to realize, but that's the truth. I mean, that's what happens. Emails, I get emails. If you have a portfolio, you usually want to if you're going to do it by email, I would suggest probably putting it up on the web as a hyperlink, so the person is comfortable with linking to it rather than opening up attachment. So if you have a website, definitely utilize it and put your portfolio up there, or use Flickr, any of those. I think Flickr is one of the photo sites. Any of those photo sites, you can put up a link. Those are very usable, and a lot of design firms are very familiar with them, and they won't shy away from clicking on them. But again, sequence your work. And make sure the links are there. So also double check that. I've seen people send me links and they just don't work. Double check your links. It could cost you a job. So email it to yourself a few times. Make sure your links work, because we're not going to chances are we're not going to email you. Once in a while, I'll do it just to help someone out. I'll say, hey, your links don't work. Send it to me again. But a lot of times we just don't have the time. Another thing, let me talk more detail on what type of the work I've seen and what type of work I think you should have in your portfolio. Every design firm, basically, during the day-to-day, they deal with clients, a lot of different types of clients. A lot of the work I see in portfolios aren't what I would say is going to work for the average client. A client coming to us will probably want some type of web design, some brochure, different types of material. But the thing you have to look at is what industry is. Chances are, what are design firms working with on a daily basis? What type of industries are they working with on a daily basis? And we're working with different clients, from technology firms to manufacturers, banks, investment firms, service companies, things like that. And what I see a lot is back to the CD cover idea. That's another reason why you don't want to have that type of material in your portfolio, because it's just not practical. Not every day someone's contacting us for some very harsh, really rough looking, wild, heavy metal CD, whatever you want to call it. It's just not practical, and it's just not going to be needed on a daily basis. So I would rather see, instead of a CD that's just off the wall, and it might be really creative, it might look really great, it might be the best CD cover I ever looked at, but I would rather see something that is a simple brochure for a investment firm, for a lawyer, a service company, something that is practical in the everyday market, not something that is just impractical. So really think about that, because that definitely counts. And that's another reason why it's good to have client work while you're going. If you are in school and you're going to school, it's still beneficial to go out there and start working with clients, because you'll get a feel of, okay, what type of people need this service, and what these layouts need to look like. And of course, these companies do not want an ACD logo or something on their cover. They want a professional looking brochure, simplistic, clean, whatever it may be. So keep that in mind, and I think that's pretty much all the suggestions I can think of right now. I might make another video on, who knows, I might make another one on if I think of something else. But those are a few things you really need to look at. Bottom line is, a design firm is going to look at the work itself, and they're going to see if it's practical, and if it's sellable. That's what you should think about right there. Think about, when you're designing your projects, is a design firm going to be able to resell this? That's the whole idea right there. If you think about that, I think you'll definitely be on the right track. Again, this is Tim with TM Media. Thanks for listening. I hope this helped. Bye.